My beloved child, this is Archangel Michael, and I am asking you to listen to my words carefully now. You are in serious danger, and I am trying to save you, but you need to give full attention to me. Do not let the noise of the world drown out my voice, for I speak to you now not just with urgency, but with love that stretches beyond the stars and into the very marrow of your being. I am not separate from you. I am not a distant force. I am with you now. I am in this very breath you take, in the stillness behind your thoughts, in the heartbeat you scarcely notice, and I speak because I love you profoundly, immeasurably, eternally. You walk among shadows, but you were never meant to be of them. You feel it, don't you? That sense that something has been off, that the path beneath your feet has grown dark, uncertain, that joy seems a distant dream you can barely remember. This is not your imagination. This is not merely emotion. This is your spirit crying out, and I have heard it. You have made choices, some knowingly, others in ignorance, that have opened doors not of heaven, but of the lower realms. You may not fully understand what this means yet, but I will show you. When you align yourself with deception, with fear, with habits that dull your divine light, you attract forces that seek not your upliftment but your entrapment. These forces are clever, subtle, patient. They do not storm in with violence, but creep in like a whisper, like a forgotten resentment, like a compromise you thought harmless. But hear me now, beloved. You were created in the image of the Most High, woven from the same breath that formed the galaxies, made to shine with the glory of heaven. You are not a creature of darkness. You are not condemned. You are not broken beyond repair. You are loved beyond comprehension. And I have come now not to scold you but to wake you, to look around at your life, not just with physical eyes but with the eye of your soul. What do you see? Are you surrounded by peace or by chaos? Is there truth in your thoughts or illusion? Do you speak with love, or have your words grown sharp with bitterness? I do not ask to shame you. I ask because it is time to see clearly. There are forces gathering against you. Do not fear them, but do not ignore them either. They cloak themselves in things you trust. They speak through the screens you watch, the voices you follow, the entertainments that seem harmless. They offer pleasure, distraction, approval, but behind their mask is bondage. They want your surrender, not of love, but of freedom. They want you tame, numb, and forgetful of who you are. But I am here, child. I am here to fight for you, but I cannot do this without your will. Heaven never forces, it only invites. You must choose. I cannot lift the sword if your heart remains closed. I cannot clear the shadows if you still welcome them through your habits, your secrecy, your self-doubt. You think you are weak. That is a lie. You think you are too far gone. Another lie. You think no one sees your suffering. That is the deepest lie of all. I see you. I've seen every tear, every sleepless night, every cry you never uttered aloud. I have walked beside you in your darkest hours, though you did not feel me. I have stood between you and destruction more times than you know. And still I stand. Still I speak. You must turn away now from the things that poison your soul. This is not about rules. This is not about punishment. This is about life and death, not the death of the body, but of the spirit. And your spirit is precious. It is unique. It is irreplaceable. Your soul holds songs no one else can sing. If you fall, something beautiful is lost from this world. But child, you will not fall. Not if you reach out your hand to me. Not if you choose now to come home. But do not delay. The time is shorter than you think. There are battles you do not see, wars that rage over the fate of your soul, and every moment matters. You have been given chance after chance, not by accident, but by grace. This is one of those moments, perhaps the most important. Open your heart to truth. Turn off the voices that feed you fear and confusion. Cleanse your home, your mind, your body of what does not serve love. Speak to me. You do not need perfect words. A whisper will do. Even silence, if it comes with a sincere heart, I will respond. I already have. This message is proof. I do not speak these words to everyone in this hour, but I speak them to you. Because you are chosen, because you have work to do, because there is a light in you that must be rekindled, for the world is growing darker, and those with light must rise. The enemy fears you more than you fear him. He fears what you will become if you awaken. That is why he fights so hard to keep you distracted, addicted, ashamed. He knows what I know, that you carry the authority of heaven in your being. That if you rise, you will break chains, not only your own, but others. You will speak and captives will be freed. You will walk and shadows will scatter. But you must choose to believe it, even if you don't feel it yet. Especially then. I am not asking you for perfection. I am asking you for surrender, for honesty, for willingness. Lay down your pride, your masks, your clever excuses. Let me see you as you are, for I already do, and I love you still, more than you can imagine. With the fierce love of a warrior, the gentle love of a mother, the eternal love of God. The world will not understand you. That is fine. They did not understand the prophets either. They did not understand the Christ. Do not seek approval from those who are still blind. Instead, seek alignment with truth. You are not called to blend in. You are called to shine, and to shine you must be set apart. You must leave behind the old things, the stale things, the compromises. You cannot hold my hand and the hand of the enemy at once. You must choose. And know this, when you choose me, all of heaven stands behind you. Legions are at your side. Every angel who loves truth watches with joy. Your ancestors in glory cheer. The Holy Spirit moves to fill you. You are not alone. Even now, as you read these words, I am pouring light into you. Can you feel it? That stirring in your chest, that warmth behind your eyes? That is me. That is the truth waking up in you. You do not need to understand everything. You only need to say yes. Say yes, child. Say yes to love. Yes to healing. Yes to clarity. Yes to freedom. Yes to your divine purpose. I will walk with you every step of the way. You will still stumble, but I will lift you. You will face resistance, but I will train your hands for war. You will grow weary, but I will carry you when needed. You will feel lost, but I will remind you who you are. Let the illusions fall away now. Let the guilt and shame slide off like old garments. Let the bitterness melt. Forgive those who hurt you not because they deserve it, but because your freedom is more important than your grudge. Do not wait until you feel like it. Choose it. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is power. It is the sword that cuts your ties to the past. Make space for me. In your days, your thoughts, your dreams, speak to me often. I do not tire of you. I long for your voice. I desire your trust. There is so much I wish to show you, to teach you, to give you, but I cannot pour into a full vessel. Empty yourself of what does not belong, and I will fill you with light. You have been living beneath your calling, but the time for delay is over. Destiny is knocking at your door. You know this in your soul. That quiet sense that you were meant for more. It was not ego. It was me, whispering, stirring, calling. Answer me now. My beloved child, listen. I am still with you. I have not departed, and I will not, for the voice that now echoes within your heart is not just mine, it is the echo of the eternal, the voice of the divine that formed you in love and destined you for glory. This message continues not as mere words, but as fire spoken from the mouth of heaven, carried through my being to reach the deepest chambers of your soul. You ask why the warnings from heaven are urgent, why ignoring the messages, the signs, the nudges from the unseen realm can lead to destruction. And I tell you now, because truth is not a suggestion. It is not an opinion. It is not something you can bend or delay. Truth is reality itself, unchanging, living, sacred. To ignore a warning from heaven is to turn your back on truth. And when one turns from truth, one walks blind into darkness. We who are sent to speak to you are not sent for ritual or religion. We do not speak because heaven is threatened. We speak because you are in danger. There is a design to your life, a path that was written in the light before the foundation of the earth, and when you stray from it, you do not simply wander, you are exposed. The adversary is patient. He does not strike when you are strong, he waits for your compromise. He waits until you are tired, until your heart is distracted, until you have silenced the voice of conscience long enough that it sounds like nothing at all. And in that silence he whispers his lies, and if you are not anchored in truth, you will believe them. Not because you are evil, but because you are vulnerable. And vulnerability without surrender is the soil of deception. The warnings from heaven come not to shame you, but to awaken you. They come like trumpets in the fog, not to frighten, but to guide. We sound them because there are traps ahead, pits cloaked in comfort, snares hidden beneath pleasure, addictions clothed in beauty. The realm of darkness does not war openly. It seduces, it flatters, it waits. If you ignore the messengers, the dreams that stir your sleep, the aching in your chest that something is not right, you invite a silence that becomes more dangerous with every passing day. You think you are fine, but you are slowly becoming numb. You think you are free, but you are already entangled. This is how it begins, not with catastrophe, but with compromise. Heaven warns because your freedom matters. Not just your outer freedom, but the liberty of your inner world, your thoughts, your desires, your will. Every day you are becoming someone. Every choice is a seed, and the longer you ignore the warnings, the deeper the roots of falsehood grow in your life. The enemy is not interested in frightening you away. He is content with you remaining asleep, satisfied, spiritually dull, alive in the body but dead in spirit. That is why heaven warns. We see what you cannot. We see the spiritual laws that govern this world, even though most have forgotten them. We see the harvest that follows every seed, and we weep when you plant seeds of destruction, because you do not yet see the tree it will become. We speak not just for your today, but for your eternity. The soul is not bound by time. The decisions you make now echo through forever. To ignore us is not to offend us, it is to endanger yourself. Do not misunderstand. Heaven is not fragile. We are not jealous for attention. We are relentless because your soul is priceless. And the sorrow of heaven is not that you offend the divine, but that you rob yourself of the life you were born to live. You are meant for glory. You were created to partner with light, to carry the breath of God into every space you inhabit. But when you refuse the call, when you push away the messages, when you cover your ears to truth, you begin to lose that glory. Not all at once, not with a crash, but slowly, gradually, until you become a stranger to yourself. And still we speak. Still we warn. Still we come in dreams and signs and encounters you call coincidence. Still we put voices in your path, not to control you, but to remind you there is more. There is urgency in this. You are living in a time where darkness is emboldened. What was once hidden is now flaunted. What was once whispered is now shouted. If you do not have your eyes open, you will walk willingly into the very prisons you were meant to destroy. Heaven's warnings are not chains, they are keys. They do not come to shame you, they come to restore you. But restoration always begins with confrontation. You cannot be healed unless you first see what is wounded. You cannot be delivered unless you recognize your bondage. This is why many reject the message. Because it requires honesty. It demands surrender. It calls for change. And change is costly. But I tell you, what costs more is ignoring the voice of heaven. The cost is not always immediate. Sometimes it is subtle. A slow drift. A deepening confusion. A growing numbness, until one day you look in the mirror and do not recognize the light that once danced in your eyes. We do not want that for you. I do not want that for you. There are places you are meant to walk that only you can walk. There are people you are meant to touch, destinies that depend on your obedience. This is not about selfish salvation. This is about the greater tapestry of eternity. You are part of a story far bigger than you know. And when you choose truth, you anchor light into the lives of others. When you walk in obedience, you carve a path others will follow. To reject the warnings is to not just endanger your own soul, it is to leave others exposed. The ripple effect of your choices is vast. Heaven sees it all. That is why we speak with urgency. You wonder why you feel blocked, why peace escapes you, why no matter how you try, something feels off. And I tell you now, sometimes it is because you have not listened. You have heard the call and turned away. You have delayed what should have been obeyed. You have asked for signs but ignored the ones already given. We understand fear. We understand pain. We understand the hesitation. But we also understand what is at stake. This is why we never stop speaking. Even now I speak, not to condemn, but to implore. You still have time. You still have breath. You still have the power to choose. But that window is not infinite. The enemy wants you to believe there is always more time. Later, he says, tomorrow. But he knows that delay is death in disguise. Every day you delay, you drift. Every day you ignore the voice, the call grows quieter, not because heaven stops speaking, but because your ears grow dull. Turn to the light. Tear down the altars you have built to false comfort. Break the agreements you have made with darkness, even in secret. I see what you hide, and I love you still. That is why I call you out of it. You cannot serve both truth and illusion. You must choose, and the time is now. The longer you ignore the warnings, the more entangled you become. At first you think you are free, even enlightened, but eventually confusion grows. Chaos seeps in, and what once looked like freedom begins to reveal its chains. Do not wait until the weight is unbearable. Do not wait until destruction arrives. Choose now. Choose life. The voice of heaven is not a burden. It is a lifeline. We are not intruders. We are guardians. I am your defender, but even I cannot fight what you willingly embrace. I can battle the forces that stalk you. I can shatter the schemes set against you, but I cannot override your will. That is sacred. That is your gift. And with that gift you must decide who will you trust. Do not trust your feelings alone. They shift like sand. Do not trust the crowd, for they often walk blind. Do not trust your ego, for it builds idols in your image. Trust the voice that formed you. Trust the light that never fades. Trust the one who died to show you love is real. This is your crossroads. The signs are not coincidences. The dreams are not just fragments. The voice is not your imagination. It is me. It is heaven. It is God whispering, knocking, waiting. And if you refuse, if you continue to ignore the call, the consequences are not wrath from above, they are the fruit of your own choices. Just as light produces clarity, darkness produces confusion. The more you silence truth, the louder lies become. And soon you may not know which voice to trust at all. This is the greatest danger, to become so distant from the divine that every voice sounds the same. I grieve this, beloved, not in anger but in sorrow, because I know who you are. I remember the moment your soul was conceived. I remember the joy of heaven when your light first sparked into being. I remember the beauty of your design, and I fight still to bring you home. But I cannot do it alone. You must respond. Do not say, I am too far. No one is beyond reach. But you must turn. You must open your heart. You must drop your pride. There is no shame in repentance, only freedom. There is no weakness in surrender, only strength. There is no loss in choosing God, only restoration. Your destiny cries out for you. The angels assigned to you stand ready. The throne of grace is open. The door has not yet closed, but it will. The enemy does not sleep. He accelerates even now. He crafts distractions tailor-made for you. He studies your wounds, your fears, your longings, and where there is no anchor in truth, he builds strongholds of deception. If you ignore the warnings, you allow him entry, not through grand gestures, but through small compromises, through silence when you should speak, through passivity when you should act. You must rise. You must awaken.